Yo, it's the Go Joe Show with me, Joe. We've all had the thought, if we were Scrooge McDuck high diving into a pile of gold coins, that all of our problems would just melt away, that if we had the money we desired, we'd be happy. But does money actually buy happiness? I know Daniel Tosh has that old joke that you've never seen an unhappy person on a jet ski before. Everyone on a jet ski is smiling. You know it, you've been on a jet ski before. Such fun. But if we didn't have money, would we be happy? A new study out of McGill University says just that. Let's dive into it this Thoughtful Thursday. Let's think about it. It's the Joe Show. Welcome to my show, Thoughtful Thursday, thinking about money today. If you like my content, just a reminder, share me with a friend. It's your moral responsibility to do so. As I mentioned, this study comes out of McGill University, no idea where that is, in collaboration with the Institute of Environmental Sciences and Technologies at the Universitat Autònoma de Barcelona. It questions the common knowledge that economic growth in third world countries leads to better well-being for its inhabitants. To explore how monetization affects people's well-being and happiness, here's what the researchers did. The researchers spent time in several small fishing communities with varying degrees of monetization in the Solomon Islands and Bangladesh, two very low-income countries. Over a period of a few months, with the help of local translators, they interviewed citizens in both rural and urban areas a number of times. The interviews took place both in person and through phone calls at unexpected moments. They were designed to elicit information about what constituted happiness for the study subjects, as well as to get a sense of their passing mood, their lifestyle, fishing activities, household income, and level of market integration. In all, the researchers interviewed 678 people, ranging in age between their mid-20s and early 50s, with an average age of about 37. I can only imagine the amount of fish that they ate at these small fishing villages, cooked over the fire on a beach looking at a gorgeous sunset. But when it was all said and done, after they had done all their interviews, here's what they found out. As you would expect, since you clicked on this video, they found that in areas where money was in greater use, like in urban Bangladesh, there were lower levels of happiness reported. The lead researcher went on to say, in less monetized sites, we found that people reported a greater proportion of time spent with family and contact with nature as being responsible for making them happy. But with increasing monetization, we found that the social and economic factors commonly recognized in industrialized countries played a bigger role. Overall, their findings suggest that monetization, especially in its early stages, may actually be detrimental to happiness. When I read this study, I was not surprised to learn that in industrialized and capitalistic societies, that not having money leads to a lower amount of happiness, and the more that you introduce that into a society, the lower their happiness levels go. Unfortunately, we can see this all over the world, especially in the United States right now, that there is an economic disparity, a growing distance between the richest and poorest people, with a shrinking middle class, and that leads to unhappy people, which is why we get things like riots, which is why we get things like protests, which is why people don't have health care and they're dying because they're poor, they're unhappy, and they're in economic disparity. They don't feel safe, they don't feel comfortable, and they don't feel free. They feel like slaves to the system. So of course the people who are living in small rural communities that don't rely on money or have some sort of bartering system or just a community or tribe that take care of each other would definitely be more happy than people living in urban areas who are poor or even middle class that just can't make it and don't feel secure. I also think in this hyper-connected world that we live in, that it's so easy to be unhappy when you start comparing your life to others. And this is especially true in capitalist societies where money is king. When you start to look on Instagram and you see all the cool things that somebody that you are idolizing is doing, it's only natural that you compare your life to theirs and you get unhappy because you feel inadequate in comparison. And then multiply that by tens, hundreds of the people that you follow that maybe you're comparing yourself to in every single post, and your happiness level is going to plummet. And then you look at your bank account, your happiness level is going to plummet even more. So how can you take this information and apply it to your life so that you're more happy? Really, for that, there's only one thing I can prescribe here, and that is connections and living within your means. So connect with your friends, family, and build a safe community around you, and then don't spend a bunch of money and go into debt so that you feel like you're a slave to the system. That's the only way you're going to have that freedom. Then you'll have the stability, the support, and the freedom, and voila, don't worry about what's on your bank account because you got it all already. Money doesn't necessarily buy happiness, unless you're living in a capitalist society. Then it for sure does buy you happiness, because if you don't have any of it, you're going to be depressed as shit. That's been today's Go Joe show. I hope you got something to think about. Like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me beat the YouTube algorithm and continue making this awesome content for you. Until next time, I hope you think about something good, because you know it. I love you.